Now, number 13, reallocate the funding model between public and private schools. Again, we're back to the principle of probably 85%, it's probably okay, but there's 15% where it is seriously wrong. In the catchment of Corio here, in that electorate, the standing member who's, the seat of Corio has been safe Labor since Federation, and the current incumbent's been there for 14 years. If you look at his declaration of interest that he lodges with Parliament at the start of each election period, you might be surprised to see that he went to a school that these days has a $70,000 a year fee, that he has 3 houses, that he gets a salary of $382,000 a year, that he gets expenses in excess of $500,000 a year. Not much detail on where they go. He gets a couple of overseas flights to interesting places, and away you go. He's the sole beneficiary of a trust. You know what trusts mean, and the partner's a partner in a legal firm. But this is somebody who's representing the poorest of the poor, the most disadvantaged. And how representative is he, and how much lived experience does he have about what it's like really to be somebody in Corio or Nor Lane or Bell Park or you name it. So getting back to reallocation of funding models, earlier on this year, we had this job keeper process going around there. The school he went to picked up over $10 million for JobKeeper. There were universities got nothing. The reason why universities got nothing is because Josh Frydenberg said that their model is based on foreign students. Well, have a look at Geelong Grammar. Its model's got a heck of a lot of foreign students to it too. Now, that same year, that university provided a dividend profit that was even more than what the JobKeeper payment was from the government. Also have a look at some of the other grants that have just quietly gone into that particular school. So we don't mind if you're doing like-for-like things, but when you've got somebody getting an undercover equestrian centre and those sorts of things, how does that compare to a public school? It's ridiculous. I'm a Catholic. I've got some bias towards what the Catholic school systems offer. I think it's great. It's a much cheaper way than going to other private schools. It's a bit more interdenominational now. You don't have to be a Catholic to go there. You just got to say that I don't object to the Catholic things that they do. So Catholics sometimes get too much too, not all of them. You've got to look at them fair, guys, come and be fair, and say, in that particular model, what can we do? If we need to rebalance things, we need to rebalance it. But for the public, you've also got to recognise that if people weren't going to these schools, where would they go? Because the state system's not big enough. So to make a change overnight to say, let's make it all state and all equal, it's not going to happen. I'm saying let these people of faith have their own model, so long as they do it in a way that is consistent with the rest and the funding's the same. And, Catholics and Uniting Church and Lutheran and everything, fantastic in its day. People should not arc up when people come along and say, I want to have a Muslim school or a Buddhist school or a Hindu school. Or, we all had our faiths and we want our kids to be raised in the same way that we were raised. So long as the school education system's the same and the funding's the same, let it go. And again, I'm trying to do things for the 99%. And if you're the 1% objector who says, I don't want to have this and don't want to that, you've got to flip that mirror around and have a look at yourself. You're not looking out the window at the rest of us, you're looking just at yourself in the mirror.